Here's a scary question most Malaysians avoid their whole lives. How much money do you actually need to retire? Not a vague someday, an actual number. Most people guess. They think EPF will handle it, or I'll figure it out later, and later quietly becomes 55, with a pot of money that runs out way too fast. So today, we build your real retirement number from scratch, step by step, with actual Malaysian figures. It might scare you a little, but by the end, you'll know exactly what to aim for. And that beats guessing. First, you need to know how long your money has to last. And this is where most people are way too optimistic. In Malaysia, you can take out your EPF at 55. The official retirement age is 60. But here's the thing, Malaysians now live to around 75, 78, even past 80. So your savings might need to last 20, 25, even 30 years. Think about that. You work for maybe 35 years, and then you might need to fund another 25 years with no salary coming in. That is a very long holiday to pay for, and nobody is paying you to be on it. Step 2. How much will you actually spend each month when you're retired? There's an official Malaysian guide for this called Belanjawanku. It says a single retired person needs around 2,690 ringgit a month to live decently. A retired couple needs about 3,390 ringgit a month. That's for a reasonable life, not fancy, just okay. Now be honest with yourself about your own lifestyle. A modest, careful retirement might be 2,000 to 3,000 ringgit a month. A comfortable one with travel and eating out is more like 5,000 ringgit. And a really good one is 8,000 ringgit or more. Pick the life you actually want, and do not forget the big silent one, healthcare. As you age, medical bills climb, and medical costs in Malaysia have been rising fast. So whatever number you pick, add a healthy cushion for the doctor. Your future body will send invoices. Step 3. Now the big review. How big a pot do you need to produce that monthly income? There's a simple rule of thumb that planners use. To be safe, you can take out about 4% of your savings each year. Flip that around. And it means your pot needs to be about 300 times your monthly spending. So let's do it. For a modest 2,000 ringgit a month, you need about 600,000 ringgit. For a decent 2,690, around 800,000 ringgit. For a comfortable 5,000 ringgit a month, you need about 1.5 million ringgit. And for a good 8,000 ringgit life, around 2.4 million ringgit. I know, some of those numbers just made you a little dizzy. Take a breath, we're going to make them reachable in a minute. But first, one more twist that makes the number bigger, and most people completely forget it. Step 4. Inflation. The quiet thief that makes everything cost more over time. Here's the trap. Those numbers I just gave you are in today's money, but you're not retiring today. If you retire in 20 or 30 years, everything will cost a lot more by then. Let me show you how sneaky this is. A 5,000 ringgit a month lifestyle today, to have that same lifestyle in 20 years, you'd need around 9,000 ringgit a month. Same life. Nearly double the cost. Just because time passed. So if you're young, your real target isn't 1 million. It might be closer to 2 or 3 million by the time you actually retire. I know that sounds insane. But here's the good news I promise. You don't need to save all of that, because your money can grow by itself. Step 5. The part that actually matters. How much do you need to save every month to get there? And this is where being young is a superpower. Let's say you want to hit 1 million ringgit by age 60. If you start at 30 and let your money grow at a steady 5% a year, you need to put aside about 1,250 ringgit a month. That's it. A bit over 1,000 ringgit a month gets you 1 million. But watch what happens if you wait. Start the same goal at 40 instead of 30. And now you need about 2,500 ringgit a month. Double. You waited 10 years and the price of the exact same dream doubled. That's the brutal maths of starting late. This is why the single most powerful thing you can do is start now. Not when you earn more. Not next year, now. Even a small amount started early beats a big amount started late. Time does the heavy lifting for free. Step 6. The uncomfortable truth about EPF. Most Malaysians assume EPF alone will carry them. It won't. Here's the reality. The typical Malaysian reaches their 50s with around 150,000 ringgit in EPF, spread over 20 years. That's about 600 ringgit a month. You cannot retire on that, and most people take it all out as one lump sum at 55. And it's gone within just 3 to 5 years. This isn't EPF's fault. It was never designed to be a whole retirement. It's the foundation, not the entire house, which means the rest is on you. And that's actually good news because it means you're in control. So, step 7. How do you actually close the gap? A few simple moves. First, top up your EPF yourself. You can add extra beyond what's auto-deducted, and it earns that same solid dividend. Around 6% last year. Second, use a private retirement scheme or PRS. You invest for retirement and you get a tax relief of up to 3,000 ringgit a year for doing it. The government basically pays you a little to save. Take the free money. Third, invest beyond EPF. ASB, low-cost funds, dividend stocks. Anything that grows faster than money sitting in a savings account doing nothing. And fourth, the big one. When you finally reach 55, do not take it all out and blow it. Withdraw slowly, keep the rest growing. So, your real retirement number, figure out how long it must last. Decide the monthly life you want. Multiply that monthly figure by 300 for your target pot. Add extra for inflation if you're young. Then start saving now. Because starting early can halve what you need to put in. And don't rely on EPF alone. Retirement isn't about becoming a millionaire for fun. It's about buying your future self the freedom to stop working without becoming a burden. The number feels big because it is. But broken into a monthly habit, starting today, is absolutely doable. Your 60-year-old self is watching what you do this month. If this helped you finally see your number, share it with someone who keeps saying they'll plan later. And subscribe for more Malaysian finance tips. We break down this stuff every week. That's your Ringgit Explained. See you in the next one.